I was not ready for how good this was going to be. Why is it so good? Also, why when I Google it, does Google just play at the top of the screen? Couch, 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 couch. And why does that bring me so much joy? Welcome back, everybody. If you don't know, I am a fan of K-pop. I like K-pop music. I listen to it pretty regularly. I'm not like as deep in as some people are. I don't know like every K-pop group and like every name of every member and what their birthdays are and what their star sign is. I don't know all of that. But I do like me some K-pop. So I was waiting to watch this with my friend Jen, who you can check out her channel. We'll put like a link, or it'll be in the video description or the pinned comment. Make sure you go check her out, because I had to wait to watch this movie with Jen because she is a mega K-pop fan. And I really wanted to see her thoughts on the movie. So it was a really fun experience because I watched it myself as someone that likes K-pop, with my friend Jen, who's mega fan of K-pop, and then with our other friend Mackenzie, who isn't really like interested in K-pop. And what happened? You will not believe what happened. So, one, the way that this movie starts is amazing. I love that we get a little bit of the story of like why we're here. You know, every generation a Slayer is born type of vibes. It was giving me a lot of Buffy at the beginning, and I liked that. But then we're right into kind of like our first fight with our main characters, our three girls here, Rumi, Mira, and Zoey, who are preparing themselves to take on some demons because they're trying to get to their end of their world tour, their final performance, and it turns out the demons have taken over the plane. And from the beginning of this animated film, I could automatically tell that the animation was just on another level. And I think lately I would say Netflix has really been nailing it with some of their animated projects. Like, I mean, we had Arcane, which is League of Legends, which I love League of Legends. And then we also have something like K-pop Demon Hunters. And this animation style, it's so emotive, it's so dynamic, and it really gives you a sense of who these characters are just in the style, the way the characters are animated. It's just very expressive. And I think, you know, a lot of people have been talking lately about this idea of the bean mouth syndrome. You know, what's wrong with animation these days is that a lot of animation looks very similar, so we're not getting a lot of range in styles. And this is a movie that I feel like really got to play with the fun of the animation. Also, such a talented voice cast. Not only our music in this is amazing, but just the entire voice cast, I think, really nails it. Like, we have Lee Byung-hun in it as Guima, who you might recognize from Squid Game. He was our frontman in Squid Game, of course. And then we've got Jeong is in this as Bobby, which I didn't even recognize him as Bobby, but now that I see that cast, I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Also, I loved Bobby in this movie. He's amazing. And then we have SungWon Cho as Abs Saja. Oh my goodness, I love that ProZD is in this. That's so awesome. Man, he's in everything. I should have known. It's got a great cast. I mean, the main cast is also, they're all amazing. And the songs just really speak to you. I think what I really loved about this movie too is that it's another piece of media that isn't so concerned, it feels, with how it's packaged. Like, it is something that is using a culture, that is using a fandom to kind of sell it. The whole K-pop element of it. But at the same time, it also kind of makes some commentary on K-pop that, while still being fun and light, some of it's kind of dark. I mean, there are dark sides to K-pop, like the fact that people that are in groups, you know, you can't be seen with any of the opposite gender groups, like hanging out with them, like any of those people. You can't have a partner. Your whole life really has to be being an idol. And you don't really get time off. When you get sick, it's like devastating. They kind of touch on all of these things in a way that's still light enough that it's like, oh, haha, like kind of in a jokey way. But at the same time, it is a little like, that's kind of dark. And I also loved the idea of the sort of expectations I had going into it, where I knew it was going to be kind of the female group versus the male group. And I knew something was up with the male group, but what I was not expecting was the twist in this movie. And I mean, if it wasn't apparent from the beginning, Yeah, we are talking about spoilers here. So this is going to be, we're getting into it. This is a pretty big twist. So I'm going to say it, but I just wanted to warn you before I do. So the twist being that, of course, the boy band is demons. They're all demon members. And I liked the idea that the demons might not be necessarily as bad as we think, that they are a little bit more complex. They are individuals. They each have their own stories. Some of them are were kind of maybe tricked or manipulated into walking this darker path, or because things happen in their lives, like we see with Jinu and his family, and him being in just a low point in his life where he wanted more. And so he made this deal with Guima, but he wasn't really thinking about what would happen as a result of that. And where initially he appears to be this sympathetic figure, and then we come to learn that no, he really is kind of a bad person. But even then, even he is not without redemption. Like, I just love the idea that the demons aren't necessarily inherently bad. It's not so black and white. But at the same time, although Jinu has this connection with Rumi, it's not really a romance movie. Like, there are romance elements to it, but it's not really about their love story. It's more about her relationship with her group mates, with her band, with Zoey and with Mira, and their connection together. And also kind of this idea of embracing the darker side of yourself, loving yourself no matter who you are, acceptance, and just walking out there and being unashamed to be yourself. I think it's a beautiful image. I think it's a beautiful mentality. And I think there's so much sincerity in the way that all of these themes are approached and carried through. It's just a really nice, funny, like a hysterical movie. Like, I was laughing so hard at some points in this. So it's visually beautiful. The music is great. The script is good. The voice actors are all amazing. Every element of this movie they nailed. When I heard that this movie was going to be happening, I wasn't sure what we were going to be getting. I thought K-Pop Demon Hunters, wow, that could go one of two ways. That could either be the worst thing I'm going to see this year, or it could surprise me and be like a sleeper hit. And I'm so glad it was the second option. I'm so glad it was doing well. I just thought it looks so weird. There's got to be a lot of potential for something like that. When movies aren't safe is when they're the most interesting, which is why I loved this movie. And you know what I love about it? I think it's got a lot of rewatchability. Like, I honestly want to show it to other friends that haven't seen it. I want to come back and rewatch it. I hope they do. Are they going to do a DVD release of this, or like a Blu-ray release? Because I feel like people should be able to own it. People are saying previous Sony Netflix movies got Blu-rays, so maybe that'll happen. I really hope that happens, because I think we should all own it. But we gotta talk about, like, we could talk about the aesthetic forever as well. I think there's gonna be, I've already seen so many people doing cosplays of the characters from the movie, and I can see why a lot of people are feeling that. Let me know if there's a cosplay you want me to do from this movie, but I'm going to tell you right now where my mind's at. My mind is with the best character of the movie, and that would be the demon tiger and the crow. I loved both of them. The part where Jinu is talking about the hat, and Rumi asks him, I gotta ask you, what's with this hat on the crow? And he says, well, I made the little hat for the tiger, but the crow keeps stealing it. And the crow's like face with its 3 eyes. It's so funny. It's just so great. I think that's my favorite moment, honestly, in the movie. And I love the design of the tiger, just these big, wide eyes, this big, lovable goof of a tiger, of a sort of spirit animal. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of the spirit animals that we got in Coco, and I really love Coco. Actually, I think this movie, in a lot of respects, it reminds me a little bit of Coco, in the sense of it's this fun animated film where we're kind of dealing with, sort of these darker elements, but it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of lightness to the story, great music, and great character design. So I would say overall, this movie for me, I think it's got to be a 5 out of 5. Like, I just don't know how you would make the film better. I hope that we get to see more merch and more things from this world, because I also just love the style of it. I think it's so visually striking. But the other thing is, I kind of hope that we don't get too much more content from it, because I like it as its own story. I mean, you could do a whole like Netflix animated series with the K-Pop Demon Hunters, so they might, and I would watch it. but I kind of like it just as a movie as it stands on its own. It's a really solid piece. And I am worried that if we do much more with it, like, will it ruin it? I don't know. Do you want to see more K-pop Demon Hunters? Did you watch this and did you also feel your soul, like, just ignite when everyone was singing? Did your soul also light up? Because mine did. The vocals are also, they are beautiful in these songs. And the choreo, I don't really do the TikTok dances. Sometimes I do a little bit of TikTok dancing, but I am tempted to go on TikTok and do some of the dances here. The Saja Boys, I just love them. I think this is such a brilliant film put together with so much love and so much care and respect for just everything that it's talking about, and something that isn't just trying to say something to sell it to you. It's also saying something because it believes in it. And when movies have heart, it's really a game changer, isn't it? Anyways, that's all I have to say about this movie. I just wanted to come by and chat a little bit about it because it was wild to me. I do not even know where I'm gonna rank this one, but I love how uplifting it is. It's wow. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. And yet, here we are, and I'm just so blissed out. I'm so happy about this. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. You know, would you want more K-pop Demon Hunters? Who would you like to see me cosplay from K-pop Demon Hunters? Who are you cosplaying from K-pop Demon Hunters? To all my fellow cosplayers out in the chat, hello. And you know, who are some of your favorite characters, favorite moments? Let's discuss, because I really love this movie and I'd love to discuss more. Yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, friends, as always, stay nerdy. Bye. And if you like when I talk about animated stuff, check this out. We talk about anime, we talk about manga, we talk about animation all the time.